Alados pájaros del tiempo vuelan al sol naciente y vuelven al ocaso. Un largo viaje parece para llegar de nuevo al punto de partida. Alados pájaros, criaturas del tiempo, volad. Yo, que estoy por siempre quieto, sé de ningún comienzo, ni final, ni vuelo, ni viaje. Tú, con las alas extendidas, midiendo el cielo, rápido y lento, lento y rápido, sonriendo al caracol sin alas que atesora la tierra. Ambos en la bruma o en la tierra, ambos en movimiento. Yo, que estoy por siempre quieto, sé de ninguna medida, ni movimiento, ni hacer o deshacer. Desconcertado en sus desmesuradas alas, él sin alas también, encadenados por los surcos del aire y la tierra del movimiento, se lanzó y giró y se prendió fuego, aparentemente tan nuevo. Volar, 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 seguir adelante, volar a través de muchas vidas y muertes y nacimientos y vidas y muertes. Yo, que estoy por siempre quieto, sé de ningún aire, ni tierra, ni vida, ni muerte. Y aún así, siempre, eternamente nuevo.
Buenos días a todos, hoy es 15 de septiembre, son las 8:15 pasadas de la mañana. Hemos empezado con el poema que también utilizamos ayer, Pájaros alados volad, porque hace referencia al título de hoy también, Todos los opuestos son verdad, porque es un poema que habla de aquello que es eterno y que no cambia, haciendo la analogía a esa ley de la gravedad, esas leyes físicas que rigen el movimiento de este universo y que son las mismas desde el principio hasta el final, así como este universo, siendo el mismo, cada momento es diferente, porque está volando, está evolucionando, pájaro alado en el espacio y en el tiempo. Unos vuelan, otros como el caracol se arrastran por la tierra y ambos encadenados a sus surcos, los de la tierra y los del aire, naciendo vida tras vida, muerte tras muerte. Los opuestos son verdad, los dos opuestos son verdad. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Pues os dejo ya con las palabras de GURURAJ ANANDA YOGI del libro Respuestas al Corazón en la voz de Elda Hidalgo.
15 de septiembre. Todos los opuestos son verdad. Entiende la paradoja de la unidad en la diversidad. Los opuestos son todos verdad y se vuelven uno, a la vez que permanecen como polaridades. De igual modo, donde hay un manifestador, ha de haber manifestación. Queremos ir más allá de la ley de los opuestos, ir más lejos de la ciencia y la no-ciencia, más allá del odio y el amor mundanos, pues todo eso no son más que cualidades de la mente. El tiempo es sólo real en sentido relativo. El tiempo es una medida asociada al movimiento en el espacio. De una forma muy lineal, procederá de A, B o C a Z. Es horizontal. Por otro lado, la cualidad intemporal es vertical, y en esa verticalidad de la cualidad intemporal se encuentra la totalidad de la existencia. Vienes de ninguna parte y vas a ninguna parte. Simplemente estás aquí. Si pudieras entender bien este concepto, si pudieras realizarlo y asimilarlo en ti como comida digerida y asimilada en cada célula de tu cuerpo, te encontrarías de repente en unión con la divinidad. Cuando llegas a esta realización, la puedes llamar autorrealización o realización de Dios.
Ni vas ni vienes, estás aquí. Lo decíamos el otro día. Y es que esa, digamos, nosotros decimos de dónde viene este universo y de dónde vienen estas leyes, ¿no? De dónde vienen los físicos, se preguntan, ¿y de dónde vienen estas leyes? ¿De dónde vienen la constante universal? Que si cambiara en una sola cifra esto se desmoronaría, según nuestros cálculos actuales. Pero ¿de dónde vienen? Es decir, porque claro, vendrán de alguna parte también, ¿no? Eso que siempre estuvo allí, el manifestador, su naturaleza es manifestarse, es la primera dualidad que hay, la del manifestador y la manifestación. Los dos opuestos son verdad, es que no puedes rechazar la manifestación, pues estarías rechazando al manifestador. Los dos opuestos son verdad, quiere decir que queremos ir más allá de los opuestos, porque en los opuestos estamos encadenados. Ahora, ¿cómo vamos más allá de los opuestos? ¿Cómo vamos más allá de la mente? Pues los opuestos son, digamos, la base de la manifestación, por lo tanto del movimiento, por lo tanto del nacimiento y la muerte, por lo tanto, como dicen los budistas, del samsara, de la rueda de sufrimiento, de nacimientos y muertes. ¿Cómo podemos practicar ese asimilar plenamente que lo único que existe es eso que siempre existió, que ni nació ni murió, y que es eso que está más allá de la mente, y que la mente, aunque lo quiere coger, no lo puede coger? Pues a lo mejor puede que la única manera que exista de ir más allá de la mente es no escucharla para nada. Pero claro, decimos, hombre, ¿cómo no voy a escuchar a mi mente si mi mente es la que me va diciendo las cosas? Sí, sí, pero ¿y por dónde te está llevando? ¿Te está haciendo feliz la mente? En todo caso, una de las prácticas para romper la mente es escuchar algún satsang de un maestro espiritual. Y os voy a poner uno de estos que rompen la mente, de estos que son difíciles de escuchar sin que la mente se te pare y te quedes, por lo tanto, aquí, que es donde estás, que es donde eres, que es donde existes y que es donde la vida toma lugar, en cada uno de los aquís que tu día tiene. Y para manejarnos mucho mejor con el aquí es ideal que nos empecemos a aprender a manejar con el día que tenemos para vivir, donde se dan todos los componentes de la fenomenología de ser humano. Es decir, que nos despertamos por las mañanas y nos despertamos proyectando en la pantalla de nuestra mente una concepción o interpretación de nuestra actualidad, que si la mente no la interpretara, pues se compondría de colores, de sonidos, de cosas, de belleza en realidad, que si fuéramos más allá de la mente, pues simplemente lidiaríamos con esas cosas que cada día nos trae, con devoción, con entrega, con cariño, porque estaríamos expresando lo que en realidad somos, que es esa conciencia que siempre estuvo ahí, que se expresa a través de un montón de información y de impresiones acumuladas a lo largo de un largo proceso evolutivo, pero que de la misma manera que tú no eres o yo no soy la camisa que lleva puesta, tú no eres la información que utiliza esa conciencia para expresarse, tú eres la conciencia que se está expresando. Asimilar esto de tal manera de que lo vivas momento a momento, como decía GURURAJ, de darte cuenta de que en cada respiración no eres tú, en el sentido de la camisa, la que respira, sino Dios en el sentido del ser que te anima, el que respira. Entonces podrías decir que estás autorrealizado. En el mientras tanto, nos podemos deleitar escuchando este satsang que probablemente rompa tus procesos de razonamiento, pero que tiene una profundidad sutil que, bueno, como muchos satsangs hay que escuchar muchas veces y por lo tanto, pues hoy será una. Hoy, la práctica para el día de hoy va a ser escuchar este satsang. No hace falta que lo hagas ahora si no tienes el tiempo, lo puedes hacer un poquito más tarde, lo puedes hacer esta noche. Pero hoy, durante todo el día de hoy, date cuenta de que tu existencia se compone de muchos aquís donde estás y entonces, bueno, pues permite que tu expresión surja y brote de forma natural desde el corazón y la mente no sea más que, digamos, un instrumento que utiliza esa fuente para dar forma a su expresión, no lo que eres. Es decir, que bueno, que tus pensamientos están ahí y tus rollines están ahí y tu historia está ahí, pero no es lo importante. Lo importante es este aquí y en cada uno de estos aquí la expresión de tu interior, de la fuente esa, de eso que te hace estar vivo, de eso que siempre estuvo ahí, como las leyes de la gravedad, ¿no? Desde que empezó el presente ciclo del universo, desde que empezó tu presente vida, siempre estuvo ahí un algo que te hace a ti idéntico, a ti mismo, y sin embargo, siempre diferente, como dice, siempre nuevo, como termina el poema con el que hemos empezado hoy. Así pues, que os dejo ya con este satsang de GURURAJ para que lo podáis disfrutar, si no ahora, en otro momento del día. Y acordaros, la práctica del día es estate aquí y ve más allá de la mente, y una de las maneras de ir más allá de la mente es precisamente alimentar a la mente con cosas que la llevan más allá de sí misma. En este caso, este satsang de GURURAJ ANANDA YOGI, con el que os dejo ahora.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Ishwar Allah, Christos Tera Naam. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Ishwar Allah, Christos Tera Naam. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om, Is this okay? Tell me if you want it higher or lower. Right, what shall we talk about today? Huh?
She's going to have to go right up as close as she can to him and then speak loudly. And that microphone will pick it up.
Beloved mother.
short question.
Good.
If none of this is happening anyway, what is the purpose of world life?
Beautiful. The question was, if none of this is happening anyway, what is the purpose of life? That would imply another question within the question that life could be purposeless. And yet we try and find purpose in purposelessness. So the nothingness of life becomes something. And who makes life into something? It is we ourselves with our mental meanderings that add importance to living and life and existence. And there lies the purpose in purposelessness. For without purpose you cannot exist, and yet existence by its own self, on its own beingness, does not have any pretense for any purpose at all. Purpose is added on to all things we do by ourselves, and then we get messed up. For trying to find too much purpose in it, it is our own little thoughts and thinking that makes a purpose out of nothing. So when we go beyond a stage, when we regard life just to be life, without any purpose, for the greatest purpose, according to one's imaginings or imagination, is to reach the goal. But then think also one thing, where is there that one has to reach to? Because you have reached there. You are there. You are the totality of all existence. So, if you would say, I have to realize that I am all existence, then purpose disappears. Then there's no purpose at all to life, because you are it all. But when you find the shortcoming within yourself to say, I have a goal to reach, then you indulge in the factor of purpose. And the factor of purpose is factoring purposelessness into purpose. So we are chasing rainbows, aren't we? And yet the rainbow is there, so beautiful, with all its 7 colors, that begins nowhere and ends nowhere. And yet, seemingly, or within your thoughts, you think there's a golden pot there, where there's no golden pot at all. For the rainbow is only seen through the prism of your mind, for it does not exist. So, those that think that life is purposeful are chasing rainbows. But yet behind it all, there is that white light. And through the prism of that light, we see all the varied colors of which life is constituted. So, where do we go? From purposelessness to purposefulness, and then back again to purposelessness. That's the cycle. Yet, I do not think I would be able to exist if I can't hold Suja in my arms, or Mother there, or my beloveds here, to hold them so close to my bosom and make them feel the beat which is beating within me, and merge at the same time in the beating of their hearts. So there's that beautiful unity in which I would flow and flow and flow and express that divine love as Lorietta expresses her divinity in her paintings. Or as some of you would express your entirety in cooking a dish to feed yourself and your guru. For who are you feeding really? You're feeding divinity. You're feeding none else, none else, none else. So you are the one that is the sustenance of the embodiment of divinity. So thou Lord, the sustainer, may thou be. But remember this, that I sustain thee. So where is the problem of the sustainer and sustenance? And then you melt away in that beauty. You just float away. And you do not care where you are. For the entirety of all the oceans and the vast blue sky and the swaying grass, the trees, the flowers are all sustaining you. Look at those trees out there. They're absorbing all the carbon dioxide, all the poisons you breathe out. And in breathing, sacrificing itself by taking in the carbons and exuding from itself the oxygen that makes you live. Where is the difference? You see, there is no difference in anything. There's always a dependency from one to the other. For everything that seemingly has no meaning becomes meaningful to us because we are mixed up in meaninglessness and at the same time meaningfulness. So where is your attention? You have these do-gooders. What are they doing? Ego feeding. The true doer of good does not make himself apparent at all. He just does what is to be done, even without being conscious of what he's doing. So from the vast Jungian collective unconsciousness, we find conscious existence. And yet I wish I could have him here now, because he talks a lot of bull. When everything is conscious, where is the place for collective unconsciousness? For we could never exist, the entire universe could never exist without consciousness, because the very existence of oneself or all that is around you is composed of none else but consciousness. Everything is conscious. Everything is conscious. Would you believe me when I tell you this, that even this armrest here on this chair is listening to me? It has its own consciousness. Perhaps it might not be able to imbibe the wine of my song as you would, for even with my words I'll make you drunk, intoxicated in the glory of that which is existence itself. But you live only in the reflection of true existence. You are only a reflection of that which is. You're looking in the mirror, and do you know why you think things are wrong? Because of the mirror image, where your right side seems to be the left side in the mirror, and your left side seems to be the right side. And yet I've seen mirrors that make you seem topsy-turvy. These are mirrors you must install in your hearts and realize that you are damn topsy-turvy. It's just to stand up straight. That's all. To know the beauty of the little child's voice there. How beautiful, what a symphony it is. Just to merge away in the gurgle of the mother's breast, or in the cry of the babe. Child does not cry because it is unhappy. The child cries because it is happy and recognizes the happiness within, but yet it has to cry that I've been brought into so-called unhappiness. Look at the conflict that exists within the boundaries of its own particular formation of consciousness, limited though it be. But yet that little baby is more conscious of divinity than what you are, because there is that innocence, there is that purity. And forever I would pray, Lord, regress me back to my childhood, so childlike I could be, and just find that beauty. I do not need to think about it. I do not need to analyze it. I do not want to ask wherefore and why of my existence. And in the beatitude of the child's innocence, I will recognize within me my divinity. That is what it's all about, Mother. That is the secret of life. Everyone carries with him a baseball bat, but they have not learned how to conquer their heads with that very same bat that they carry with themselves. Get conked. And the beautiful stars are there. Yes. Get conked from your unconsciousness to true consciousness, wherein you could cognize that everything is divine. I don't know if you have noticed that whenever I look at your faces, I just melt away in you. I do not feel my existence, but I just feel the existence of thee. So let me die to be alive in you. And therein I would find true consciousness within myself as well as within you. Then do you blame this boy for loving you so much? There's the height of your creative ability. There is the height of your love, which is forever creating and recreating yourself. There is the power of my pen to write immortal poetry or my painting, because I am lost. I'm not there. I'm merged in my brush. And the paint that flows from it. I become unconscious of the colors that I mix. So what am I doing? I'm just portraying myself through these various mediums to find one thing. And that one thing is me. And then a whole train of questions follow. Who is this me? Who am I? Oh, what am I? Where do I come from? Where do I go to? And in the final realization, I will find, as you too all would, as I have found, that you have come from nowhere, you are going nowhere, you are eternal, immortal, the immortal self, totally conscious of the entire universe. Just to climb the steps and go upstairs and see the vast panorama around you, and you get taken in by its beauty. You get taken in by its solitariness in your own solitude. That is where everything has to reach. And so, life at the same time, going over the question again, is illusory and yet not illusory. Illusions are created by ourselves. So with illusion there is disillusion. So dissolve. And there are no illusions. Dissolve within yourself and become disillusioned and moving away from illusion to reality, which is forever and ever existent within you and outside of you. For everything is true, even the opposites merge at a certain time in its own truthfulness. Where all illusions cease, where the lover and the beloved just merge into oneness, keeping me up till 6 in the morning in a divine mergence, where even time is lost, space is lost. What is there but that loving embrace that takes you away from yourself? And there is the secret of non-existence in existence. So they are the same. It is where you put your emphasis on. This chair exists for me, but at the same time it does not exist. If I break it up into its molecular structure, this chair will not have form. But having created this structure, I do appreciate the form. And when I think deeper, I still realize and know the formlessness in form, the nameless in the name, the love in the beloved. For that is what you are, that is what I am. Nameless with name, formless with form, and to find the beauty of the coexistence of the name with the nameless and the form with the formless. That is the true Maya of existence. Maya does not only mean illusion. The true meaning of Maya is the attachment that one has to anything for that matter. I'm attached to my Sujay, seeing his form and his beauty radiating so vibrant. But then at the same time, I forget the form. I only imbibe within myself his vibrancy, and that is love. So that love requires no form and no name if you reach the core of that pulsation. And all things vibrant are pulsating all the time in name and form, which is its outer appearance. So what is Maya and what is not Maya? What is illusion and what is not illusion? To have a deep belief that nothing exists, all is Maya, does not make the world turn. Take everything to be Maya in its own particular form of reality, a appreciate the Maya-ic reality and yet be above it all and say that this very existence, not created by me at all, but it has found its own existence within itself, and I am a part of this Maya-ic world, and yet I am above it all. Simple secrets of life and living. And therefore, I seem to wonder why people suffer. Just a slight turn of the attention. Maya, I accept you as my beloved. True. But at the same time, I see within you a greater power, a greater force, a greater Maya that attracts me more than the outward Maya. So do I love you, your outward form? No. It is the byproduct of my love for you, of your inner form, the formless form that exudes itself and formulates yourself into the outwardness of yourself that I could hold and cuddle and kiss. And at the same time, worship at your feet. For you are that which represents the form, represents the formless. So firstly, I'm in love with the formless. But to bring it down in tangible terms, there is the creation of form which begins in my mind, creating your form. You are not creating it by yourself. That is why people find someone so beautiful and another person so ugly. With me it does not work that way. Everything is just beautiful. Look at my Vicky Love there. So self-composed, so beautiful. Look at Balraj there. Look at every one of you. So divine, so beautiful. Can this boy help it if I just merge away into you? I can't help it. Because it is me, knowing the formless, to be able to merge into the formless and try to keep you happy. My mind creates the form to make you realize that you are the form and the formless at the same time, as I am too. So you see how much we have in common with each other. So here we combine the form with the formless, and each has its own particular existence. But he is the man that recognizes, that could discriminate the form and the formlessness, the existence and the existencelessness. He is the man that has conquered all the universes. So he takes a step at a time. When he is in existence, he lives like existence. And when he is in non-existence, he becomes non-existent too. That is self-realization. For in everything, existence or not, there's so much joy to be found in its own particular self. So therefore, I just cannot understand why some people are unhappy. There's no necessity for you, my beloved, to be unhappy at all. What necessity is there? So dive in those beautiful cooling waters of ecstasy, and all else shall be added unto thee. Which others have called the kingdom of heaven, I call it the kingdom of ecstasy. For there, everything is found. The minuteness of things, of that which is minuteless. To see the meaning of it all. Meaninglessness is a bit different from meaningfulness. In the first word you are taking with the less, you're taking out the fullness which is there. But it is only in the fullness, like the full moon, where you would see the shadows in the moon, those crevices, the mountains existing in the moon, and yet it is shimmering and shining bright. It would not do that if the mountains in the moon were not there, for they act as reflectors to be able to give that shimmering light, to give it its own personal character of beauty. Therefore the moon too needs its mountains and crevices, its hills and valleys and dales. It needs them too. So why should you not need them also? You need them too. Enjoy them. Enjoy the joy of everything existent. It is all alive. And it first, remember this, it first lives in you to find its existence outside. For the seer sees his own mental creations all around him, all the time. Two people can look at an object and they would not see the object in the same light. Never. There will be some difference there, because everyone's perceptions differ according to your own personal patternings. So all existence is within yourself subjected to your personal interpretation. So it is you that is not really looking out. You are looking in and finding the reflection without, out there. You're looking in. And when a clear reflection is not found, then what do? You sweep away the dirt of sanskaras. You clean the mirror of your mind. And when you do that, the entire existence assumes a different form. Sujay buys a new car which was brown. And yet his little daughter changed his mind to buy a white one. Now what was the difference between the brown car and the white car? It's the same model. It was just a question of appearance. That one is colored brown, Hyundai, and the other is colored white. One has a light brown upholstery, the other one has a blue one. But you're still going to sit in the same damn seat. And one is just as comfortable as the other. It's the same make of car. So, what I'm trying to say is this, that through the form of appearance, we try and make ourselves happy. And that is not the basis of happiness. It's a conception of happiness and not happiness itself. Do you see that? So, happiness that we regard to be happiness are just but conceptions. And what purpose does the car serve? Is to take you from point A to point B. That is the purpose of the car, and not the purpose of its appearance. Do you see the truth that lies therein? And yet you might buy the car for the sake of its appearance, and after 3 or 4 weeks of driving it, you will not notice the appearance anymore. It's like giving a child a bicycle. He'll enjoy it for the first few weeks, and after that, it's just a bicycle. That's all. And that's how it should be, because you are not forming an attachment, which is a true secret of life, because all appearance is a reflection of your attachment to appearance and not to reality. That is Maya. That is Maya. That is the greatest illusion. Did you change my water, Andrea? Thank you. People talk so many things. People talk of so many things about Maya. Appearance is Maya, nothing else. Appearance is the greatest illusion. Like a piece of crystal, you put a pink flower behind the crystal and the crystal appears pink. A yellow one, it appears yellow. And a blue something, the crystal appears blue, yet the crystal in itself is colorless. So Maya or illusion comes about with the things you attach to it. Otherwise, it's just all clear, pure, in its own purity, in its pristine purity. That's how it works, really. What time do you guys have to go to lunch? In a hurry? It's 25 past 12.
We could take another 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay. Take it. And tell me the truth of taking 15 or 20 minutes. What do you mean by that? How can you take time? How can you take space? Is that not also a form of self-deception or misconception of eternity? Where you are dividing it up in 15 or 20 minutes, that again is another illusion. For existence itself knows of no time, space, and neither causation. For causation, time, and space are created by your thought patternings. There is nothing there. The truth of existence is the void, and yet on the blank screen of the void, your projector with the film in it produces all the images, and you get sucked into the images which the projector of your mind projects onto a totally white screen, and you get sucked into it, and you cry with the imaginary non-existent characters. The heartbreaks and the togethernesses and Sujai's samurai fights, while he goes on his space odyssey where there is no space at all. That is we that's doing all this. We actually make the world function. We are the creators of this world, none else, and we create it according to our own personal understanding. Otherwise, the screen is blank, and that is reality, the void that you merge into, where no reflections or projections are there, nothing to make you feel attached, feeling wise or emotion wise. You become devoid of feelings and emotions because they are superfluous on the surface alone, superimposed upon the void of life. Happy is the man that could say to himself, I am nothing. From nothingness I came to merge back again into nothingness. And that nothingness is the everythingness, the reality of life. For all your feelings, emotions and thoughts and the patternings and the sanskaras and impressions, they're all created by the stupid little mind. I didn't know why they gave such a high position to the mind to be up there. It should rather be in one's backside. It stinks. So nirvana, self-realization, merging into divinity, is to find again that void that is devoid of all the superimpositions, of all the trappings that are constituting your world in its non-reality. That is your illusion. How much am I real to you? Tell me that. How much am I real to you? This body, this soft flesh, this beating heart, that smile, that gesture. Is that the reality you seek in me or in anyone else? They are the creation of your mind. That's how you see me, through the colorations of your mind. But you do not see me in my true essence, as you do not see anyone other as well. I'm just using me as an example. What I see in others is beyond any verbal description. It's beyond verbalization. For how can I verbalize all that which is so divine? How can I verbalize it? I would be insulting it to put it in verbal form. So verbalization too is the coloration of the mind, and all the colors that the mind produces are illusionary. The colors are real, but the production of them are unreal. And how they delude you. I remember in Canada, our Chetanji was so confused. There was a blue backdrop. Leslie, you would remember, a blue backdrop where I was sitting. And when it was photographed, it looked green. So they were puzzling their little heads over it. How come in the photograph it turned green? So after a while I let them go on. Let them have their little fun. The boys must play with their toys. And then I said, it's so simple. The emanation of the gold light, which is there all the time, mixed with blue, would produce the effect of green. So simple. But we give the boys a run for their money. It's fun. Let the mind work. Let it work. Let's think. Until the mind can become thoughtful in thoughtlessness. Remember that. Functioning at its highest speed and not knowing of its function, then only can you stand apart from the mind and watching it play. How beautiful it is to stand outside a children's playground and watching the children playing, and you're sitting on the bench there. How beautiful. Some laugh, some cry, some fall, hurting their shins and their knees, and scrapes and bruises, and that's nice. And yet in spite of the scrapes and bruises, the joy in the twinkle of their eyes, they shine with that extra terrestrial beauty of childlikeness. Wonderful. That is the beauty that has to be captured within yourself and not in your imaginings. To know one's true self is to know the entirety of this little universe we live in. For there are universes upon universes. There's not only one universe. When we use the word universe, we use it more figuratively by thinking it is the allness of manifestation or creation. But they all work in cycles. There are universes and universes and universes. And therefore all existence becomes beginless and endless. They're all there, all the time, functioning within themselves, functioning by the primordial power that they possessed in the beginning. And when that power slows off, when the motion slows off, it goes back into pralaya until it regenerates and rejuvenates itself to become alive again. So whatever is happening out there is happening within you. Same principles, same inevitable, immutable laws forever in that which is known to be existence. And they saying we must know existence in its own true value and not in our imaginary value of existence. And when we go into our own imaginary values, we are creating illusions. That's what it is all about. You look so beautiful, Vicky. So lovely. How can I tell you all how much I love and love? And I think the beauty of it is not being able to tell you how much I love. There lies the beauty. The greatest things in life will always remain unsaid. Okay, you have to go to illusion to feed yourselves. Huh?
Bueno, pues con este satsang termina el largo mensaje de hoy para los que los hayáis visto todo de golpe. Como veis, el satsang habla de esos opuestos y de todos los opuestos son verdad. Son este tipo de conceptos que rompen la mente, pero como queremos ir más allá de la mente, pues bien va, que va bien. Y nada, ya mañana os daré este mensaje desde otro lugar, porque hoy tengo que bajar a Madrid, no sé muy bien desde qué lugar, pero hoy tengo que bajar a Madrid a una resonancia y por lo tanto mañana pues este mensaje vendrá desde algún otro lugar y que bueno, paséis un muy bonito día. Y os dejo ya con la información del próximo curso que hago de meditación en el centro de yoga de Bali. Aún nos quedan plazas y os animo a que si vivís en Madrid os apuntéis a este curso. Nada más, que paséis un muy bonito día. Namaste. Empecé a meditar el año 1980 y empecé a enseñar meditación el año 1983. Desde entonces he enseñado desde a prisioneros de la cárcel de Villabona, aquí en Asturias, a alumnos de colegios en distintas partes de España, literalmente desde Cádiz hasta San Sebastián, a todo tipo de personas, a catedráticos de universidad, a personas normales y corrientes. He enseñado a meditar a gente en España, a gente en Inglaterra, a gente en los Estados Unidos. Y puedo ofrecerte mi experiencia enseñando a meditar. Todos estos años de experiencia enseñando a meditar a miles de personas ya, para enseñarte a meditar a ti. El próximo mes de octubre, noviembre y diciembre, en el último trimestre del año y en el centro de yoga de Bali en Madrid, doy 2 cursos. Uno los miércoles por las mañanas y otro los domingos por las tardes. Tienes toda la información del curso abajo en la descripción de este vídeo. Si quieres aprender a meditar con unas técnicas efectivas que puedes luego implementar en tu vida diaria y de esa manera llevar una vida mucho mejor, mucho más completa y mucho más plena, aprender a vivir, aprender a amar, aprender a sentirte bien, aprender a estar en paz. Lo que yo te puedo enseñar te puede ser una herramienta importantísima para que logres ese objetivo. Así pues que me encantará contar contigo en el próximo curso. Será un gusto conocerte, nos lo pasaremos bien, aprenderemos muchas cosas y adquirirás una nueva perspectiva de ti misma, de ti mismo y de las cosas y de las circunstancias que te rodean.